Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic. We're back with another reaction to The Flash. This is now the latest episode, which is number 17, called, Liberation. There we go. Last episode, lots went down, most of it pretty sad. We saw that Siri, aka Mirror Iris, and Barry are now on the outs. But I don't think this is completely a bad thing. Obviously, Barry's not going to take it well initially because he still thinks it's Iris, and we already know, like I've gone at length about how Barry cannot function without Iris. But maybe the distance from her physically for a while might be good for him to potentially start to think about the fact that this chick's been doing so many things that the real Iris never would. I'm gonna hope it's not a completely bad thing. So anyways, it looks like we're starting to come to the culmination of Eva's plan as well. Apparently I wasn't sure if her husband knew she was trapped in the mirror, but we know now for sure that he does. And that's why he probably had the mirror covered up in her lab. Without further ado, let's get into this episode and we'll chat about it after. Okay? Let go. I think what's wrong is that Thawne is the source of his negative Speed Force. He didn't like build it from something else. So that's why I feel like Barry's actually going to create the new Speed Force.
Barry, wait. You sure you don't want to see Iris?
It's not Iris! Really? Nothing at all, Cecile. Nothing.
Hear about me, Barry.
Not a blip.
Can you feel what I want?
Clearly not!
Tell me. It's important for me to take care of myself right now, Cecille. Okay, yeah,
Yeah, we're just gonna pretend that's normal.
your husband.
Cecille, I can explain.
The way he's acting like a crack addict right now.
Iris isn't Iris.
That was really loud. Sorry, neighbors.
Iris left to investigate a story. I analyzed her phone's GPS and it shows that she went to McCullough.
Thank you.
Cecille, I think that something happened to Iris that night.
Yes, Barry. Genius brain finally kicking in.
All of a sudden, she smashed a bottle over some guy's head. She made incredible pancakes. Cecille, trust me, Iris can't make pancakes.
Thank you. He knows his boo, okay?
Her throwing me out.
Iris would never do
The
that.
real Iris would never stop fighting.
Thank you. Thank you.
No matter how insane this all sounds.
Exactly. Stick to your guns, boo.
I know in my heart.
Yes.
That the real Iris.
Yes.
Is out there somewhere, waiting for me to find her.
Yes, sir.
Let her down.
Yes. That's the Barry I know. That's my bird. Ma'am, I cannot deliver a baby. That is not in my repertoire. Has that button always been there? It's like a doorbell. Hello? Is someone on the outside? Hello?
If I'm wrong, and you are from this dimension, then when the prismatic wave hits you, you'll look completely normal. But if I'm right,
I'm gonna smack the hell out of you. Oh, it's a secret lab. I thought it was a door to the outside. I was about to say, girl, were you trapped in there for 3 weeks when there was a button to get out the whole time? Punch her in the face. Needed something more exciting. Bum bum. So Eva did something to that tech.
we don't have any ionized conductive wiring. You'll have to be the jumper cables. Got it. Great.
But he's rubber. That doesn't conduct anything. Okay. But I guess he's still human.
Guys, I need help.
You just tell us what you need. I mean, who do we know who can help with a light ice wound?
There's only one person we can call.
Ghostbusters? Oh.
The real Iris would never offer to release me.
Sure.
Tell me more about your mother. Eva McCullough. She was the scientist. I am a scientist. I know who Eva McCullough is.
Bitch. He's like, bitch.
I'll go. I'll stay here and cover our tracks. Nah.
You're gonna explain the fact that 3 of y'all went in and only 2 coming out? Okay. Have you figured it out yet, Barry? For the love of God, break the mirrors! Iris.
I'm going to kill you. Unlikely. I have been working
Head butter!
this plan for
Head butter! Head butter, Iris!
How long did you sit here, Eva, pining for rescue?
Yep.
Before you realize that you have been abandoned.
Yep.
Not Iris. Yourself.
But not with her face, though. That's taken.
Go find Iris. Go find her, Barry. Go save Iris.
Well, you kind of messed me up, but thanks. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Barry, no time for that. She gonna die. Go, 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 go. Barry, you got a lot of glass around you. Oh God, the last person who said that was the thinker. Excellent. Come on, Speed Force. New Speed Force, Barry. You can do it. Now you can take a nap. You've earned it. All right, guys. That was the last episode, or latest episode of The Flash, called Liberation. Unfortunately, it was not my girl Iris. It's sad that it took her a while to catch on to Eva, but in a way, I'm not sad about it because it shows, you know, Iris is just like her dad and Barry, and that they try to see the best in everyone. And in a way, I mean, Eva is still a victim. She didn't ask to be put in this mirror. She clearly was betrayed because her husband knew she was in there and chose to ignore her because he basically figured that with her in there, he'd have free reign, which he did. But as I said in the last episode, it's a bit hard. She's a bit of an anti... I don't call her a hero because she's not a hero in any way. Her reasons are not terrible. I think before she went in the mirror, we don't actually know what her plans with her light technology were supposed to do. I don't know. She was always thinking at like, I'm going to make the world free no matter whether they want it or not sort of a mentality, or if she was truly benevolent. And if being in the mirror world all this time has warped it, or she was already a bit crazy. And maybe Joseph saw that she was a bit crazy. Potentially that's what they might have been clashing over. But either way, they are both nuts. Both the Carvers are nuts, or McCulloch Carver, whatever the heck their names are. They both need to be stopped, clearly. But now that Eva is out, or at least able to roam outside of the mirror realm, clearly this isn't great. Because as long as there's something reflective, it looks like she's able to use it, get into it, manipulate it to her advantage. But more importantly, my girl Iris is stuck in the mirror dimension now. And she's tied up. So unless she can figure out a way, I'm assuming Iris can still get through it, though. It looks like, at least with this mirror, it's still a way for her to get out. But with her being tied up, there's not much you can do. I don't know whether or not we're going to have Barry go in there to get her out. So many questions. But what I'm thinking is, you know, Eva said some very poignant things towards the end of this episode. Primarily that, you know, Barry's lost his speed. He's wounded. His healing's not there. He doesn't really have anybody who trusts him right now. So he's kind of at that low point that our hero has to be at before he can Phoenix rise and come back stronger than ever. So this, I think, is going to be the impetus. You know, I said this with the last episode, or no, was it this episode, sorry, that with the Speed Force machine, from my understanding, the Reverse Flash created it with his own hatred of Barry Allen. Like his loneliness, his hatred, his anger, all the negative emotions is what he used to fuel the kinetic energy that made the Speed Force, the negative Speed Force. So I think what's missing with Barry's attempt is that he has to be the fuel for it. He's got to do the opposite, where this negative Speed Force feeds off of anger, hate, all the lower base emotions. Barry is literally the paragon of love. So he's got to use that all-powerful love, that trust, that kindness, that belief in goodness, like all those higher emotions, and he's got to channel those to such a pure extent that he can create the Speed Force, which will be obviously a lot stronger than the negative Speed Force. What it's going to take for Barry to get that, my guess is that now that he's in this place where it's literally live or die, it's going to somehow manifest in him. He's going to figure something out, is my guess. Now, I don't know if it'll be in the next episode or not, but considering he's kind of bleeding out right now, something's got to happen. Cisco and Ralph seem to be, you know, with Caitlin right now. I'm not sure what this side story with Caitlin is or why we're dealing with it, but I'm hoping it's going to wrap up somehow into everything that's going on. I know, as I said many times in a couple episodes before, Danielle is obviously having to limit the amount of time she's on screen right now because she's pregnant. But I'm just thinking, we've got everyone separated. Camilla Doppelganger is gone. I'm hoping at this point, like, at least Cisco or someone's going to figure out that Camilla is missing. As far as the commissioner, no one's going to really probably notice Sing for a while because there's no one to check on Sing at this point. So it's really going to take somebody, maybe blood work. I'm not sure where this is going to go. We don't have that many episodes left in the season, so I am curious as to how this is all going to wrap up. But my guess is, like I said, my prediction is that Barry, right now at his lowest point, is going to manifest what he needs to do in order to create that new Speed Force within himself and realize he's the one who powers it. And hopefully he'll be able to get Iris out. I'm not sure about the other two because they're not in the same dimension as Iris, but we need to wrap this up, y'all. But it's coming to a head, and it's going to be interesting to see whether or not Eva actually is able to stop her husband from doing whatever he is with Black Hole. I don't know. I feel like we're going to have, well, I mean, it's not going to be much of a fight if it's Eva versus her husband, though, because he doesn't have any superpowers. Although if he sends a bunch of metas at her, that could be different. But anyway, aside of that, we just had, of course, I love that they finally showed that Barry has finally put all the pieces together. All the things that we've been screaming for weeks that should have been red flags, and I guess they were, but as I said before, he was very distracted, and like I said, Mirror Iris did a good job of taking what she had of Iris and using that truth to twist what was real. And finally, when, like I said, Iris would never kick Barry out. Like, no matter how angry, she would never be like, get out of my life. That would never be Iris. So I'm glad that was the impetus that finally got Barry using that super brain of his to think and actually think about what was going on here. We'll have to see how it goes. The rest of this season, this is like basically getting into the high point, the climax. Whether or not we're going to finish this in this season, we're not going to know. Or finish this arc, I mean, in this season or not. We're not sure, but Bloodwork has been reintroduced to the mix, so that's very interesting that they brought him back. I don't know if it was just for the sake of Eva or if we're going to see more of him in the next season, but yeah, I've got a lot of questions, which is a good thing. That means the season's not being predictable, which is nice. So what'd you guys think of the episode? Please leave your comments below. Thanks so much for bearing with me with these late reactions, and hopefully you liked this video. If you did, please click like, and if you want to see more from this geeky face, please click subscribe. Until next time, see ya!